came out, and then it's followed up by a phone call by this SBA, and just to make sure that everything is running smoothly, and then they give you a little report card, please send it in, but extremely responsive. You know, you might be eligible for some sort of grants money. If not, there's some loans available to assist you in putting your home back together if you want to avail yourselves of the loans. But I was just extremely impressed and really grateful because, you know, I know these agencies do great work, but I guess, fortunately, up to this point, I've never had the opportunity to have to call or even experience the dealing with them, but the responsiveness has been phenomenal. The adjuster that came out to the house was covering care. She's from Georgia, but she covered mostly the 128 belt, and she informed me that the town of North Reading was probably one of the single hardest hit communities that she had been in. She's gone all the way down the whole 128 belt, numerous occasions, numerous locations, and she said your town really did get hard hit, more hard hit than most of them. And I know Billy's been in a lot of the homes. But if you haven't taken advantage of it, it takes you about 20 minutes to a half an hour on the phone to just answer the questions. And they're not very probing questions. You know, do you own your home? Do you rent? You know, Social Security number, how many rooms, what type of damage, that sort of thing. But it's worth the effort. If for nothing else, you might be available. And just to let you know, the phone number is 1-800-462-9029. Again, 1-800-462-9029. And I can't...
You have to call before 9:30.
You call before 9:30. Yeah, I have to call before 9:30. But they're open 7 days a week. But what a terrific job. The response has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I would like to add just to that and corroborate what you said. We actually got involved with that home that was destroyed up there at 142 Chester Street.
This woman had done it, yeah.
This particular lady was at that home. And I'll tell you, I never saw nothing like it either. I mean, it was so efficient and effective, it was unbelievable. I mean, she come in and she just listed everything, and she called it in. She had the computer. She had everything available right at her fingertips, and she was from Georgia. Yep. And she had drove all the way up. And I looked at the car, and it had Georgia plates on it. And she said, yeah. She said, I came up here because, like you say, even the governor had told her that the town of North Reading and Middlesex County was one of the devastated areas. And I was impressed, and you're absolutely right. They did an outstanding job. They have told anybody that.
And again, the follow-up is phenomenal. They don't let you fall through the cracks. If you've contacted them, they're going to recontact you after they send the adjuster out. They'll recontact you. The Small Business Administration will contact you. Even if you're a homeowner, it's the Small Business Administration which is handling the loan programs. So by all means, please take advantage of it. All it's going to cost you is a half an hour time on the phone to see if you're eligible for some sort of assistance. And again, it's 1-800-462-9029. The other two items, again, is like the other members of the board, please exercise your right to vote. We have an awful lot of discussions and differences of opinion, and of course, none of us are shy in as far as expressing our opinions, but you know, it's your opinion that counts, and it's your opinion that's going to speak volumes as to how we move forward. So regardless of what your feelings are on the candidates or the issues, unless you come out and exercise your right to vote, nobody's really going to get the true sentiment of the community. So I would urge everybody, please, next Tuesday, take the time. And if you can't get there Tuesday, contact the town clerk's office and vote absentee. You can vote absentee ballot over the counter up until noontime the day before, or you can write in and request a ballot and then mail it out to you the next day and get it to you to mail it right back. So vote absentee also.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Along those lines, I would just like to say, too, that it's been a long time that I've been on the board, and I certainly hope to continue. But I'd like to thank Jim, Mr. Fagan, for his contribution to this board over the last 3 years. And I really think it's important to maintain a balance of thinking on a board. It can't be all one way all the time. It can't be not all one way at the same time. But balance is always important on a board, and I think to balance the opinions and balance the credibility of everybody on the board is very, very important. And I think you're right. There's an awful lot of people put an awful lot of time in, on the issues and on the different subjects and subject matters that come up. And this board has been, since I've been on it, we've been strong in alcoholic beverage sales of alcoholic beverages on the different licenses that we've issued. And I was proud to be part of that, because some of them really got involved. And we took strong stands, and I was proud to be a part of that. So whatever does happen on May 8th, whoever the other candidates are, Mr. Schrader, Mr. Muldoon, Mr. Murphy, and Mr. Monta, if in fact they're successful, I wish them all the luck in the world on board. So that's pretty much all I got to say.
Again, my final thing under all the new business was, again, to, as far as the two members, the incumbent members who were up for re-election, despite the differences and all the rest, again, we have differences of opinion sometimes and philosophy, but again, anybody who serves on any of these town boards and committees and commissions, including yourselves, put in hundreds and hundreds of hours, and it is appreciated. It's appreciated by myself personally, and again, I've been chairman this year. I appreciate the support that everybody has shown on the board in our efforts to move things forward. Again, while we've been at log jams on certain things, we've still tried to make some sort of progress, and in other areas we have, others not so quickly as we would like. But I think we've had a pretty good tenure over the last year. I think you two gentlemen, again, serve with distinction, and I know that the community appreciates it. Now, whether or not they return you to office or something, again, some of us have been, turned out before, but we keep coming back like I've had, and again and again and again. Sometimes we don't know enough. But the other thing is that the families of the people who serve on these boards, enough can't be said for the sacrifices that they make in allowing us to serve. Your wife is a saint, as is yours, as is mine, Joe, and Dana's wife, Sandy. But really, the families do allow us to do this sort of stuff, and it is volunteer, and so we don't get paid. Generally, the height of your popularity is the day you're elected, and it goes downhill from there. But to you gentlemen, again, I wish you the best of luck on next Tuesday, and again, to the other candidates, thank them for putting their names forward for consideration and their willingness to serve, both the Board of Selectmen, School Committee, Planning Commission, and all the other volunteer boards and committees and commissions. So we wish them, everybody well, and hope everybody gets the results they're looking for. All right. With that, accept the motion to go into executive session.
I think you have time.
No?
One thing I've learned in life is never follow the main event, so.
Oh, yeah. Town administrator's report.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Mr.
fine.
Chairman.
Oh, you're
No,
all
wait, you all set?
I'm fine.
He's all set. Mr. Chairman, I move to enter into executive session for the sole purpose to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining and to return to open session for the sole purpose of adjournment.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Smith votes.
Aye.
Mr. Bagan?
Aye.
Mr. Vino?
I with a very short break.
And the chair votes aye. All right, so we thank you very much. Again,
They're on a Diet Coke.
Hey, Mr. Vino,
We're gonna get some.
I'm not a member of any of their committees.